Hi, and welcome back to another Cross Training Women Weekly Live. I'm Allie, Christian health and fitness coach and the founder of Cross Training Women, where I help women transform their body and health biblically so that they can live fully and abundantly and carry out their God-given purpose. I recently received a question from someone asking about my opinion on intermittent fasting. And this is a topic that I haven't yet talked about before, but I've had planned on doing so for a while. So I decided to finally talk about that in today's live. And specifically, I'm going to be talking about whether or not intermittent fasting is necessary and something you should absolutely be doing in order to lose weight and improve your health. But first, before we dive in, I want to know, do you currently intermittent fast, or have you ever in the past? Or is intermittent fasting something you have been thinking about doing? Let me know in the comments. Later, I'll be sharing whether or not I intermittent fast, but I first want to hear from you guys. So let me know in the comments if you currently intermittent fast, if you have in the past, or it's something that you're considering doing. And for those of you who don't really know what intermittent fasting is, it's not a diet, it's more of a pattern of eating that cycles between periods of eating and fasting. And there are several different approaches to this, but one of the most common one is the 18-6 method, which is where you fast for 18 hours of the day and then only eat in a 6-hour window. That's the most popular version. There's also people who fast for 16 hours and eat during an 8-hour window, but there's also a 24-hour fast where people fast for 24 hours once or twice per week. There's a 5-2 diet, which involves eating normally 5 days of the week, but then the other 2 days of the week, you restrict your calorie intake to about 500 to 600 calories. So those are just a few examples. There's many different variations, but essentially intermittent fasting is about limiting the feeding window during the day. Christy, you have not tried it in the past. Oh, you have tried it. Not fun. Okay, we'll talk about that. So is this necessary? Is it beneficial or healthy? Is it something that I personally do and recommend? Well, there is data that shows that intermittent fasting has health benefits. And if your weight loss, or if your goal is weight loss, it can certainly help aid in that, which I'll explain why in a little bit. But I first want us to start off by saying intermittent fasting is not necessary. You can absolutely lose weight and optimize your health without intermittent fasting. What's way more important than when you eat or don't eat is what you eat. What you eat will always be the most important thing. If you intermittent fast and you do the 18-6 method, for example, but you're still eating the standard American diet, which is full of meat and dairy and processed carbohydrates with very, very little amounts of whole plant-based foods, you're not going to be healthy. You might lose weight and improve your health, but you're not going to optimize your health and protect yourself against our top killers like heart disease and cancer in the same way that you would with adopting a whole foods plant-based diet. So first things first, if you want to lose weight and improve your health, which is why you're probably watching this video, then your main focus should be on what you eat, not necessarily when you eat. So what you eat should be your top priority. But I do want to talk a little bit about the benefits of intermittent fasting. As I mentioned earlier, intermittent fasting can help you lose weight, which is why so many people do it. And there are a couple reasons for this, but the biggest reason for it involves restriction. You're not necessarily restricting the type of food that you eat, but you are definitely restricting the window of time that you can eat. And so by reducing this time frame, you're going to be eating less food, and therefore you're going to be eating less calories each day. And so of course, it's going to lead to weight loss no matter what diet you're eating. And because most of our diseases in America are diseases of excess, we eat way too much food and we eat way too much of the wrong things. Intermittent fasting can be helpful in reversing some of this disease of excess, and thus it improves people's health. But there are a few other mechanisms as to why intermittent fasting can help you lose weight and improve your health besides just this restriction. And one of those reasons is that intermittent fasting can help improve your insulin sensitivity. So when you fast for an extended period of time, your body is eventually going to need to turn to the stored fuel for energy. And the fat deposits that have accumulated over time become that fuel. And so the amount of fat in your cells decreases, which opens up kind of space for more energy inside that cell. And so those cells become more responsive to insulin. Another reason fasting can help you lose weight and improve your health is when you fast, your taste sensors adapt to a low salt intake, which makes health promoting foods taste so much better. You can actually taste and enjoy the natural flavors. And so healthier foods will be much more appealing. And so you'll be more likely to eat foods like fruits and vegetables and then less junk food. So this will definitely help you lose weight and improve your health. And intermittent fasting can also help you kind of determine your true hunger cues. If you are only eating when you are truly hungry, you're going to consume less food overall, which is again going to help you lose weight or maintain your weight and can help improve your health. Intermittent fasting also has been shown to reduce your LDL cholesterol, which is your bad cholesterol, and increase your HDL cholesterol, so your good cholesterol, as well as reduce arterial blockage and lower your blood pressure. So it can help protect your vascular health. And intermittent fasting has also been shown to decrease your IGF-1 factor, which is good because high levels of IGF-1 is associated with accelerated aging and the development of cancer. Now you can do all of those things with diet alone, but what I would consider is the most valid reason for doing some sort of intermittent fasting or time restricted eating is for your gut microbiome. Periods of fasting allows your gut to rest. Plus intermittent fasting, when done right, is eating according to your circadian rhythm or when the sun is out. And the reason why this is beneficial is because your gut bugs also have a circadian rhythm. And according to Dr. Will Bolshewitz, who is the gut health expert, your gut bugs like consistency that's in alignment with your circadian rhythm. So it's going to optimize your gut health. And your body is set up to be more metabolically active during the day. So that would mean that you should eat earlier in the day and less later. And studies show that those who eat more of their calories in the morning as opposed to the evening, they lose more weight. But that doesn't mean that you can't eat at night, or that if you do eat at night, you're going to gain weight and be unhealthy. What's going to be more important is your overall caloric intake and of course what you eat. So while intermittent fasting does have benefits, I personally do not intermittent fast. I definitely do not oppose it. I do believe there is something to be said about eating according to your circadian rhythm and for your gut health, but it's not necessary. And for most people, it's very difficult and unsustainable to live this way. And I know I don't want to be restricted to a certain amount of hours. I'd much rather be in tune with my hunger and fullness cues. But if you enjoy it and it works for you, or you want to give it a shot for the health benefits that I talked about, then be my guest. But like I said, what you eat is always going to be more important. And I would focus on that first, and then also prioritize sleep and exercise in order to optimize your health. So that's kind of my take on intermittent fasting. If you have any questions about that, or if you have any questions about any other topic, please, feel free to write them in the comments or send me a message. I love receiving these questions from you, so that way I can best serve you. So if you have any questions, please let me know. But otherwise, I hope you found today's video helpful, and it will give you some clarity on whether or not you want to intermittent fast or not. But thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next week, Tuesday at the same time. Bye.